I walked in with flowers and found her in his hoodie. No pants, no excuse. She smirked and said, "It's not what it looks like." Then I found his boxers in my closet and a voice note. He's just comfortable. Like a hoodie. I changed the locks while she was on a spa trip. Left a letter and the hoodie in a box. She came back screaming at the door. A year later, she messaged me, "I miss you." But by then, I'd already forgotten her name. I got off work early to surprise her. That was the whole plan. Pick up tulips, grab dinner on the way, and maybe, if the mood was right, finally propose. I'd been carrying the ring for weeks. But when I opened the door to our apartment, the surprise was on me. She was curled up on the couch in her best friend's hoodie, the blue one with the cracked logo. No pants, just bare legs tucked under her, and tears running down her face. We locked eyes. She froze like she got caught stealing. "What are you doing home?" she asked, like that was the issue. I didn't answer. I just stared. She stood up, clutching the hoodie. "It's not what it looks like." I looked at the hoodie, then at the throw blanket on the couch, the lipstick-stained wine glass, and the backpack sitting half-zipped in the bedroom closet. "You're wearing his hoodie," I said quietly, "and you're not wearing pants. So what does it look like to you?" She started talking fast, said she was just emotional, that he came over to comfort her, that they drank wine and he left before I got home. That nothing happened. I let her talk. I didn't interrupt. I just nodded like I was trying to process it. And I was. Just not the way she thought. Later, while she was in the shower, I opened her laptop. Her search history was still open. So were her synced texts. That's when I stopped wondering and started planning. The first thing I saw on her laptop was a search from 3 nights ago. How to tell your boyfriend you cheated. Right under that, can you get pregnant from pre-C***M? I just sat there, staring at the screen, feeling that weird quiet rage that doesn't explode. It just settles. Deep. Like cold water in your chest. Her messages were synced to iMessage. She didn't even think to log out. I scrolled, and there he was. Her best friend. Late-night texts. Long ones. Some flirty. Some just plain disgusting. A few weeks back. "I wish he wasn't home so I could stay the night. He doesn't even touch me like you do." I took screenshots of everything. Every message. Every search. Every Venmo payment labeled coffee at 2:07 a.m. I airdropped it to my phone, backed it up twice. Just in case. The thing is, I didn't confront her. Not yet. I smiled at her the next morning. Kissed her forehead. Let her think we were fine. She wore that same hoodie like nothing happened. I started sleeping closer to the edge of the bed. Started keeping my keys and important stuff in my work bag. Quiet moves. I wasn't planning some big movie scene breakup. I was gathering everything. Waiting. Watching. If she thought I was stupid, good. That gave me time. And if she thought I was going to let this slide, well, she had no idea who she was actually dating. A week later, it was her birthday. She planned a little get-together at our place. Said it would be chill. Just some wine, friends, music. I played along. Like everything was fine, like I hadn't read every word of her affair. And yes, he was coming. The best friend. He walked in late, of course. Like the main character. Same smug smile. Same stupid charm everyone eats up. He even brought her favorite white wine, the one I usually buy. What caught my eye, though, wasn't the wine. It was what he was wearing. Gray boxers, barely visible under his saggy jeans. But I recognized them. They were mine. Not the same brand. Mine. Down to the small bleach stain near the waistband. I'd been looking for them since last month. My jaw tightened, but I kept the smile on. Let the party go on. Observing everything like I was behind one-way glass. I watched how he hugged her, a little too tight, his hand a little too low on her back. I watched how she looked at him when she thought no one noticed. Then came the slip-up. We were all laughing at some dumb card game, a mix of wine and music in the air. Someone asked her to read a dare card out loud, and she jokingly refused. Then, from across the room, he says, "Come on, B. Don't be shy. B." He froze the moment it left his mouth. Her smile dropped for a second too long. No one else noticed. But I did. B was what he called her in the texts. Short for baby, I guess. She tried to cover it up with a fake laugh, calling him dumb. He didn't say a word after that for 10 minutes. Later that night, after everyone left, she was tipsy and tired. I offered to clean up while she went to bed. I found his wine bottle in the trash. The cap was off, but the neck of the bottle was still slightly wet, like it had been opened, sipped, then sealed again. Strange. I pulled it out, turned it over, and that's when I noticed the label had a smudge. Black ink. Marker. He didn't buy it. He'd just reused the same bottle from before. The one I threw away last month. He'd been here before. When I wasn't. That night, I didn't sleep. I just laid there, staring at the ceiling while she snored next to me, wearing a hoodie that didn't belong to her and dreaming next to a man she didn't really know anymore. I wasn't going to confront her. Not yet. Because the next move was mine. After the birthday party, things changed. Not for her, for me. She thought everything was back to normal. That I'd accepted her weak excuses. That I didn't notice the way she'd started locking her phone again. That I hadn't caught the lingering cologne that wasn't mine when I hugged her from behind. She played her role. And so did I. But now I was watching every detail. And every detail told me one thing. She was too comfortable. So I went to check something important. Something she never even thought about. The lease. I pulled up the digital rental agreement on my laptop. There it was, clear as day, my name. Only my name. She wasn't on it. When we moved in together, I did all the paperwork. She Venmo'd me half the rent every month, and I took care of the rest. She never bothered to ask. She just assumed. That detail was going to become very important. Because I already had a plan. And now I had a timeline. But I wasn't going to do this alone. Remember the best friend? The guy in my boxers? The guy in her texts? He had a girlfriend. A serious one. I only found out because her name popped up once in a photo caption on his Instagram. A birthday post from months back, hidden between thirst traps and gym mirror pics. I dug deeper. She was real, and judging by her comments, still completely unaware. So I messaged her. I didn't lead with accusations. I just said, "Hey, sorry to drop this on you, but I think we should talk. I'm dating someone who's been very close with your boyfriend. There are things I think you deserve to see." She replied fast. 2 hours later, we were on a video call. I showed her the texts, the search history, the party story. Her hands were shaking. She said, "They told me you were overprotective, controlling." There it was. The smear campaign. "They've been using you to justify each other," I said. "You know that, right?" She nodded, slowly. Then she said something I won't forget. "I think I've known for a while, but I needed someone to confirm it so I could stop pretending." We agreed not to explode right away. No rage. No screaming. Just quiet strategy. That night, I packed a few essentials into a bag and moved them into the trunk of my car. Slowly, over the next few days, I moved more. Hard drives, my passport, sentimental stuff she wouldn't notice was gone. I set up a temporary bedroom at my buddy Nate's place, just 15 minutes away. Then, I went to our landlord. "Hey," I said casually, "can we do a lock change next weekend? I'll cover it." He raised a brow, but nodded. "Trouble? Nothing I can't handle," I said. The date was set, Friday. Same day she'd be out of town for a spa weekend she won from work. She'd mentioned it casually over dinner like it was a nice little getaway. She had no idea it was going to be permanent. But here's where things took an even sharper turn. The other girl, the best friend's girlfriend, messaged me late one night. She'd gone digging. Found more. Not just cheating texts, but voice notes. From my girlfriend. And one in particular stood out. A slow, whispered recording. Slurred voice. "He's sweet, but boring. I don't see a future with him. Not a real one. He's like, comfortable, you know? Like a hoodie. That hit differently. Because I was that hoodie. Worn when needed. Tossed aside when things got too real. But I wasn't a hoodie. I was the guy who paid the bills. Who built a life. Who was about to show her what happens when you treat loyalty like an option. And now, everything was in place. She had 5 days left under that roof. 5 days before she'd come home to a silence she wouldn't know how to answer. Friday afternoon, she left for her spa weekend with her friends. Hair done, suitcase packed, full of that fake sunshine confidence she always put on when she wanted to look like she had her life together. She gave me a kiss at the door. Said, "Don't miss me too much." I smiled. Wouldn't dream of it. The second her car pulled out of the lot, I got to work. First stop, the locksmith. He was already waiting downstairs, just like we'd scheduled. 30 minutes later, every lock in the apartment had a new key. Then came the final sweep. I grabbed the last of my things, phone chargers, clothes, a few framed photos I cared about. I left hers behind. Everything else, staged. I placed one box in the living room, filled with her stuff I didn't throw away. A pair of her heels, that awful hoodie, a bottle of wine, unopened, and right on top, a printed envelope. Inside was everything. Screenshots of the texts, the voice notes, the Venmo payments, the photo of him wearing my boxers, the printout of our lease, with her name very much not on it, and one line, handwritten at the bottom. Comfortable doesn't mean disposable. Best of luck with your future. I turned off my location, blocked her number, and left the key on the table. By 6 p.m., I was gone. Not just from the apartment, from her entire world. Saturday came and went in silence. She didn't even notice yet. She was too busy posting selfies in robes and cucumber masks, pretending she was living her best life. Then Sunday hit. At 4:38 p.m., I got a notification, unknown number trying to FaceTime me. Blocked. Then came the texts. Why is the door locked? Where are you? What the hell is this? You psycho. You're overreacting. Nothing ever happened between me and him. Talk to me like an adult. Ah yes, the Gaslight playlist on shuffle. I didn't respond. She tried email next. Then DMs from a burner Instagram. Then mutual friends. One even called me, saying I was being cruel for not hearing her out. I told him, calmly. She wore another man's hoodie in my house and called me a placeholder in a voice note. She heard me out plenty. That shut him up. But I wasn't done yet. Remember the other girl, the best friend's girlfriend? She timed her move, too. That same Sunday night, she showed up at his place with a printed transcript of every message he'd sent to mine. Told him she was done. He tried to deny it, until she handed him a USB drive and said, "You said she was just a hoodie. But guess what? So was I." Then she left. Later that week, the fallout spread through our friend group like a virus. People picked sides, but the truth was clear. Screenshots don't lie. Evidence doesn't care about charm. And once the full story got out, the pity party she threw for herself had zero guests. She didn't just lose me. She lost her reputation, her comfort zone, her fallback guy. I heard from a friend that she moved back in with her mom. He, on the other hand, is still living with roommates and bragging on TikTok like nothing happened. But the funny thing is, silence hurts more than screaming ever could. And silence was all I gave her. It's been a year. A full 365 days since I left that apartment, since I changed the locks, packed my bag, and walked out without looking back. Life now? Different. Quieter. Stronger. I live in a smaller place, nothing fancy, but it's mine. The fridge is always stocked, the bed is always made, and there's never a hoodie on the floor that doesn't belong to me. I've been dating someone new for a few months now. She doesn't play games. She listens when I speak. She laughs like she means it, and she doesn't hide her phone when she goes to the bathroom. But this story isn't about her. This is about what came back. 2 nights ago, I was scrolling on my phone in bed. Same routine. A bit of news, a bit of Reddit, maybe a YouTube video or two before sleep. Then I got a DM from an account I didn't recognize. No profile picture. 0 followers. The username was a random string of letters and numbers. One of those quick burner accounts someone makes when they want to speak without being seen. The message? Hey, I know you probably hate me, and I know I don't deserve a response, but I wanted to say I'm sorry. I've been doing a lot of thinking, and I miss you. I really, really miss you. I hope you're okay. I stared at it for a long time. There was no anger, no surge of pain, just nothing. I didn't need to respond. I didn't need to prove a point. She had already given herself the ending. But just out of curiosity, I clicked on the account. One post. A quote image, low quality, blurry. Sometimes we don't realize what we had until it's gone. I almost laughed. Because she never really lost me. She just never valued me in the first place. And what really stung for her? I didn't rage. I didn't chase. I didn't block her to punish her. I blocked her to protect myself. And I stayed gone. I screenshotted the message, just for the record, then archived it. Then, on a whim, I sent it to someone, his ex. The one who'd helped me plan everything. We hadn't talked in a while, but I figured she'd appreciate the closure. She replied in seconds. She really thought you'd come back? And then, that's the saddest part. She still thinks this is about her. And just like that, the chapter finally closed. No fireworks. No drama. No revenge post going viral. Just peace. And in a world like this, peace is the rarest kind of power.